Hi everyone, it's Sue. So today I'm going to continue on my quest to beautify my home for spring by making a neutral farmhouse decor wreath for my front door. But before we get started, I would like to give a little shout out to all of my friends who participated in my spring DIY dupe challenge last week. Now in this challenge you had to find some really expensive home decor item that you just fell in love with but couldn't afford the price tag. Recreate it using inexpensive materials, and let us know where you found the original, how much it was selling for, and how much your dupe cost you to make. So thank you to Making Melody Crafts, Sons Arts, Junk Shack Baby, Black Cat Crafts, and Crafting in Mimi's World. So if you wouldn't mind checking out the playlist above and checking out all of their amazing dupes as well as mine, that would be greatly appreciated, and I will put links to their channels below so you can check out their amazing channels. So if you missed that challenge, not to worry. Tune in this Friday, April 2nd, and I will be unleashing a whole new series of art and craft challenges for my friends. But enough chit chat. If you'd like to see me make my spring wreath for my front door, let's get crafting. I have always loved the look of these Deco Mesh burlap wreaths, but I don't know why. I have always been intimidated to make one. So I thought today would be the day to challenge myself. So I had this wire wreath form lying around and this big roll of burlap ribbon and this Deco Mesh that I got at Christmas time actually, but it was pretty neutral with just a little bit of gold in it, so I thought it would be perfect, and some flowers from the Dollar Tree as well. So I thought I would be up for the challenge. So to be honest, I really didn't have a clue what I was doing. I had watched a few videos of people making these wreaths and they looked pretty straightforward, but I really didn't know the technique. So luckily, when I opened up the first package of Deco Mesh from the Dollar Tree, inside there was actually instructions on how to make a Christmas wreath. Perfect, I thought. But then I looked at the writing and I thought even Superman with his X-ray vision could not read this. Luckily, I had my handy-dandy magnifying glass. These old eyes really needed some help. So I read through the steps and they seemed pretty straightforward. I needed to have 12 pipe cleaners cut in half, and then I had to attach them around the wreath. Seems easy enough. So after cutting the pipe cleaners, the next instruction was to attach the stems to the metal wreath form at 24 points, where the wire crosses in a T or an X by twisting it around the metal a couple of times to secure it. Now for some reason my brain could not wrap around that, and I don't know if it was the math that was tripping me up, but I finally figured out what they meant. And there are 4 different spots on the wreath for the 4 different layers, and you just want to tie your pipe cleaner around in those 6 different locations 4 times. 6 times 4 is 24. I finally got it. So away I went attaching the pipe cleaners. Once that was done, the next instruction was to secure a loop to the wreath by twisting a chenille stem around the loop twice. Take an 8-inch bunch of mesh bunch and secure the mesh around the form using the next closest chenille stem, repeating it until the end of the roll. I says, what? That did not make sense to me, but I just decided to go with the flow, and I took my big roll of burlap and just proceeded to make loops of it and attach it to the stems around. Now it did not look pretty, did not look right, but I thought I'm just gonna go with the flow. So I really am more of a visual learner and really should have been watching a YouTube video while I was filming this YouTube video so that I knew exactly what I was doing. but I thought I would stay the course and just wing it. Like Bob Ross says, there's no mistakes, just happy little accidents. And as with painting, it's all about layers. So even if this was looking like a hot mess, I'm sure if I put enough stuff on it, it would turn out just fine. So keep calm and craft on. So yep, I was right. It did look like a hot mess and not at all what I had envisioned, but again, I'm going with the flow. So I got the Deco Mesh from Christmas, and like I said, it was a very neutral color and had just a hint of gold in it, so I thought it would look pretty. And I had seen other people do this before, where they take strips of it and roll it up into little rolls and then attach it around the wreath. So I thought, couldn't hurt, definitely could help. So here I go, putting some of these little rolls around the wreath. Not bad, definite improvement. So I thought I would go around to each little bunch and add one of these Deco Mesh bows. Now it was improving, but I needed more craft items to add to my wreath. So I dug out my flowers and decided to glue them around the wreath as well. Flowers make everything better. So once I had the flowers in place, I used my glue gun to make sure they were affixed strongly, and even added some of the little green leaves that came with my flowers to give it a little bit of zing. hard to get it all in the camera because it was so big, but I will show you at the end. It was coming along nicely, and I decided it needed a little bit of pop. So I had this buffalo check ribbon, and I thought I would make a cute little bow to put on the bottom of my wreath. So let me know what you think, if the bow added something or if you liked it better without the bow. But basically I took a strip of this wired ribbon and glued it together to make a big loop, and then squished it in the middle and made some little tails for my bow, and then hot glued it onto my wreath, put a little hanger on it, and put it on my front door. And even though it was not perfect, not the way I had planned, and was a little frustrating at times, I think it turned out pretty cute. So my advice is, if you make a mistake, just keep going, and layers are key. So hopefully you enjoyed my wreath, and make sure you stay tuned Friday, April the 2nd to find out how you can be part of my art and craft challenges. See you next time on Discovering the Art of Living.